Yo, what up? Welcome back to the Controvert podcast where we talk about modern dating, motivation and growth, and crazy life stories. Today, Dalan has something, my co-host Dalan, has something special to say. Take it away, bro.
All right. Thank you, Panda. You know, cheaters, right? Cheaters are the worst. We fucking hate cheaters, right? Cheaters are the bottom of the line scumbag. But what if in a relationship, the woman belittles her man, disrespects him every single day? Do you think it's equally as bad for a man to step out in this relationship for a one-night stand?
I think that it is worse if the man just goes out and cheats, you know? The man tolerates like disrespect every single day. That's like minus 5 points to his like tolerance every single day, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a minor slap to his face every single day. But if he does something like a crazy act of cheating, that is like minus 100 points. That is like taking like your fist and just socking the woman like really hard, bro. But I think that's a really big drastic change where it's like one is just like you're getting slapped, you're getting bitch slapped every single day, like one small bitch slap every single day.
Knockout comes,
but
right?
but then the man just goes and then he goes like boom on that fucking chick, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, like a boom, right? A fucking knockout on a chick, or even I would even say like a cheating is really similar to like a man taking a knife and just stabbing that bitch, you know? And that's the feeling that women or anyone in general would get when they get caught cheating, or when they catch the other person cheating, right? So you had something to say?
Like in return, I would say is like these small little slaps. Like of course it's just like minus 5 points every day, right? But then like over a period of time, it slowly builds and adds up. So like if you're getting small slaps, like it might be a bruise like a few days, but then it's gonna build up to a point where like you might have like something more serious, you know?
Yeah, I feel that, yeah. And then so it's like you're saying, for example, that women is just slapping that guy constantly, and then those slaps turn into actually permanent scars. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I totally understand that, but I think that everyone classifies cheating as the worst of the worst, right?
Yeah.
The worst thing you could do in a relationship is cheating. Personally, for me, I don't think cheating is the worst. I think lying is worse than cheating. That's just my personal opinion. I used to think the same thing where I'm like, oh yeah, cheating is the worst. Like that's the worst thing anyone could do. But honestly, when I got lied to, I felt like that was really, my mind was going crazy, you know? When I get lied to, it's just like, dude, just tell me your honest opinion, or tell me honestly what happened. So even when it's like something small. Yeah, go ahead.
So like if a man steps out for one night and then just has like one night stand, but he comes back to her, tells her about it, and be like, hey, I had to step out for one night because you were just like disrespecting me for too long, and I just couldn't take it. Do you think that would be all right? Like, would that be considered cheating?
Wait, so you're saying like he's just honestly like stepping out? He just goes like, hey babe, I'm gonna go step out and go to a strip club and fuck some bitches?
No, but like not beforehand, but like afterhand, you know, after
he gets caught?
Yeah, no, like before he gets caught, but after the one night stand's over, he comes back. Not like warning beforehand, but like after he hooks up, he's like, all right babe, you know, last night, like, or like the other week I had to step out, you know.
Dude, I feel like most girls will not take that shit, bro.
Yeah, really?
I think girls especially, they look at cheating as like the worst of the worst. Like men, we can go ahead and we can fuck a bitch and then we can still love our wife, our girlfriend and stuff like that. We're less emotional than women. And women, they have sex with one person, a new person maybe, and then all their love just pours into that new person. So they're not like us where they could just like go like, oh, I'm just gonna have sex with this person and, you know, not be split in my attention. But what they don't understand is that we can do that, even though they can't really do that. And by the way, I'm not speaking like every single woman. By the way, I don't want women to go like, "Ooh, I'm a fuck girl, I can fucking do that." What are you talking about? But I'm not speaking about you, bro. I'm speaking like majority of women. They have sex with someone, and then they would see that as like, okay, I start liking this guy, and that's kind of like what it is. There's like a saying where when you have sex with someone, some of your soul or some of your attention goes to that person. So your soul kind of connects with that person. So if you have sex with many people, your soul is split to all these different people, right? And I feel like that really applies to women a lot.
More than men.
Yeah, more than men. More than, I'm not saying, again, I want to reiterate, right?
No.
I'm not saying, you know, like fucking women don't think that at all. There are women that do think that. But what I'm saying is that for the most part, okay, just getting back to the topic of for the most part, women, because they can't really understand this concept, when they see a man going out to go cheat, they would get very, very angry. They would feel very, very disrespected. And they can't really understand that just because this man, oh, I'm fucking belittling my man, I'm disrespecting my man, he should still like respect me. I don't think she's gonna understand that.
So, I mean, to add on to this, what if this man provides her with everything, is a high value man, and she is accustomed or used to the lifestyle this man is providing, but then she realizes, she's like, oh, I have been disrespecting my man for quite a bit. Do you think it would change like the situation a little bit if the man is a high value man?
I think in that sense, I think it would change a little bit, because that man is providing every single thing. He has more authority. But I mean, I think
cheating in general is just like not good, right?
Yeah. Can you move your mic a little bit closer? Yeah, there we go. I think cheating in general is not good. So even if you're a man, you're a high value man, I don't think that you should just go ahead and fuck another girl just because your wife is disrespecting you. If you're a high value man, then you should be able to find a high value woman that respects you, that is able to build an empire with you. But if you're a high value man just with a girl that's working at a fucking boba shop and making like close to minimum wage, I'm thinking, dude, like, I think you gotta do a little bit better, especially if this girl's like disrespecting you, bro. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, high value men, they should be capable of pulling in girls that are high value themselves. But if you're a woman that like doesn't even make that much money, and then you're disrespecting your man, I mean, yeah, I totally understand that the man is gonna feel the need to cheat, and he's gonna feel the need to just kind of like have this like really brief moment of just relief of his cock.
Yeah. All right. So like, I feel like in a lot of relationships, like, not saying that all women are like this, but like, in most situations, I would say, or in some situations, women sometimes like they might have like good intentions or like have good qualities, but like every relationships have like have problems or fights once in a while, right? So how would you consider or deal with someone belittling you? What are your opinions, or what do you consider as belittling, and like how far do you think belittling goes to like being disrespectful to a point where you have to like step out?
I think that because I've personally experienced this where I provided a lot of the money, paid for a lot of the bullshit, and then we made a video on this where we talked about if you're paying for a big majority of stuff, but the woman still calls you cheap. So that's what I'm talking about. I paid for a big majority, I still got called cheap, and then I was the one that put in more love into that relationship. How I handled that situation was I didn't go fucking fuck some other bitches and go like, yeah, I feel fucking happy. I mean, even if I did, I feel like if I came back to that situation, I would still have a perpetual sense of feeling of disrespected. So I think you can't just put a Band-Aid on the situation. You got to take the core problem, the core root problem, and just take the stems out of it. So how I did that is just telling her, hey, like, this happened. Like, because of your actions, it led to people finding out about this, and then it makes us look bad. And then now certain people don't have approval of us being together, and that impacts how I look at this relationship. And it's bothering me a lot because especially like when my parents find out about stuff like that, it's a big no-no. Because I really value my parents' opinion a lot. And don't give me that bullshit. If anyone's going to comment, don't give me that bullshit. Like, oh, if you love a girl, you shouldn't like let anyone stop. Dude, please, like, send me that shit. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone values their parents' opinion. If your parent has been there for you, if you guys are in good standing, if you guys are a normal house, I'm not talking about like the ones that have divorce. I'm not talking about the ones that are in like a very bad situation with their parents, don't talk to their parents at all. Of course, you guys don't fucking value your parents' opinions, right? You fucking moved out, you fucking like disrespect your parents, you don't care, or your parents disrespect you, so you don't respect your parents' opinion. So I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the parents that were there for their kids. Of course, you're going to respect your parents' opinion. So with that, like, because it kept happening over and over again, I was just like, okay, like if I'm not going to get my respect as a man and I provided almost everything, you know, we're going to have to cut it off. So that's exactly what happened. And I don't want to be the type of guy who condones or influences people, especially on our podcast, where we tell men, hey, you guys can go ahead and fucking cheat because this woman is disrespecting you. So you have the authority to do that, especially if you're the one that provides for the relationship. You should go ahead and go cheat because you have authority, because usually men have authority, right? And then women are the ones that are nurturing and blah blah blah. They're the ones that are submissive. That's the traditional gender roles. But if a man has authority, he should not abuse that authority. And I don't think it's right to condone men or young men like Andrew Tate, where we talked about in like one of our other videos about how he says that men with status, he can just go and fuck a bitch, right? And then he comes back home and everything's okay. I don't think everything will be okay, because the woman will keep it in the back of her mind the whole time. Like she'll remember the whole time, right? Because I speak on experience. I shit you not. Several women that I have, they think that I disrespected them, right? In their minds, I disrespected them. Because I'll give you an example. We were not together yet, but I slept with another chick. I was dating this chick. We were not together, no official, no title or anything like that. I slept with another chick. I was honest about it. But she told me that the next time you do that, I'm out. And then, so she fucking, she found out, and then she was actually out. And then I was trying to apologize to her, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I found out, I realized how much you mean to me. And I told her, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to totally turn my life around, and then I'm going to commit to you. So I tried to do that, and then we got together officially. But after we got together, it was in the back of her mind the whole fucking time. And I don't even just speak about one chick. I think men that watch this, they could really comment on like experiences like this. Like, if you're watching this as a man right now and you've made a mistake, a pretty big mistake in that woman's perspective, did that woman remember that the rest of her life or the rest of the time you guys were together? Just comment down below if you think that. But this case, she remembered the whole time we were together, and then she would be spiteful, right? And
always bringing it up type of thing, or using it against you? Or?
Not always bringing it up, but whenever we would argue or I would catch her lying, I'd be like, why were you lying? You know, this was something you didn't need to lie about. And I found out because, or she told me that it was because she wanted revenge. And I was like, so you've been plotting this whole time for the whole time since we got together. So just because I disrespected you that one time before we got together.
So it wasn't the lack of trust or anything. It was kind of like she kind of felt like she needed to get like vengeance.
For sure. Yeah. And then that all goes back to when, okay, so take for example like this, okay? Women think cheating is the worst. And then women, they will always remember when you do something right. You take both of these two scenarios. So if a man cheats, he gets caught cheating, or if he goes like, if he's stupid enough to go like, hey babe, I just went out to go fuck a girl because you're giving me too much stress, the girl is definitely gonna be like, why don't you just work on your problems with me? Why did you have to go out and do this stupid shit? The girl is definitely gonna be unhappy. Okay, so you take both of these two concepts, you take them together, intertwine them, right? And then you come out with a woman who is always going to be spiteful and not going to let go of that situation. And if you're a woman that is able to let go of that situation, oh my God, fucking props to you. But a lot of women are not able to let that go. Once a woman finds out something bad about this man that he did, it's fucking game over. So
I mean, so the worst thing a man could do is cheat, and then the woman would be affected. But then for the worst thing a woman could do for a man is disrespect him. So if in a relationship these two extremes happen, how would you deal with it? Like, how would you deal with it in a way where you wouldn't need to step out for a night?
That's exactly what I said. So you try to talk to that woman, and communication is key, right?
What if you're just still being disrespected and just like there's no like there's no confrontation where you guys kind of talk the problem out?
End it at that point.
End it
with this chick, and then
so
just
like,
move on to the next, right?
What if it's not a relationship, or it's like it's gone to a point of marriage where you guys are married and you guys have a lot riding on this?
Like there's a lot more investment that poured into this system, right?
So like
I totally understand that. If there's like kids involved, and then you can't just like sign a paper and just divorce with that chick, I totally understand. And then that's where I think the gray area starts to happen, because it's now like you have to work on this issue with this woman. As the man who's getting disrespected over and over again, you have to work on this issue with this woman, or vice versa. If the woman is getting disrespected over and over, right? In that case, you have to work out with that person. And if you can't work it out, then I totally understand if you're just like, dude, I'm so stressed, I need to go and fuck a bitch, I need to go fuck a guy, and you want to just risk ruining your marriage, because at that point, honestly, it's fucked up already. Your marriage is pretty fucked up already. So you might as well just at least like try to put on some fucking
some happiness,
cortisol or something, like put a Band-Aid on your scars and try to make the most of it. I think that's the part where things get really not black and white. And so that's, it's funny because I was thinking about this the other day. I would think about this from time to time, because if you invested so much into a relationship, it's not black and white where you could just be like, cheating is number one, 100% the worst. Because at that point, you could have, a man could have, or a woman could have received so much disrespect to a point where they can't handle it, but they can't do anything about their situation anymore. They're stuck. There's girls that are here on green cards and they can't divorce their husbands, even though that husband is a piece of shit to them and disrespecting that woman, probably beating her and all this shit. She can't like divorce with that guy, so she's just like, all right, I'm gonna go fuck another person, or vice versa. What we were talking about, how men, they get disrespected a lot. Me personally, I think that men would get disrespected more than women. But like I said, if you're a man or a woman watching this, let us know in the comments below. Like I don't, we at Controvert, we don't want to be totally one-sided, even though we're men. But we try to be a little bit more equal. We strive for equality on this channel. So if you have anything that's different, any opinions that's different, let us know in the comments. But I personally think that men get disrespected a lot more than women do, because it's very easy for a man to get disrespected when he's providing all this money. He's providing like what's that saying, that men should provide, protect, and support their
significant other,
their wife or whatever, right? Their women. So a man has a lot more responsibilities, in my opinion, because you're talking about finances, you're talking about physical protection, you're talking about just making sure that her mental status is okay. That's like the whole package, right? Yeah. And so
where the woman only kind of has to just kind of only provide like what is it, like emotional support, or like, yeah, basically that's like her one and only duty, or most important duty.
Yeah, for sure. Or it's like to provide for the house, right? In the sense of, well, the man provides for the house too, but provide for the house as in like cooking and cleaning. Chores. So maintenance more so. Maintenance. That's more so traditional gender roles. But for this scenario, it's like a man would provide, protect financially, and the woman, in some certain cases, she would just need to look pretty. Like she wouldn't even have to work or anything.
Just sit
right?
there and look pretty.
We've seen gold digger wives like that. She just trophy wife. She just sits there and it just looks good and goes out with her female friends. Like they're like in the Mean Girls or some shit. You know, they look like they're all like
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian. They don't really have to do that much shit, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's a big majority of responsibility that falls onto the man, and for a woman to receive all this, it's very easy for her just take advantage of it and not really appreciate it so much. So the man has all this stress, like shit, I got protect, provide, support my women.
And if you're adding like disrespect on top of that, like you can imagine what the man is feeling or going through at that point.
Yeah,
if they're invested a lot, like already in their marriage or something. So like at that point, that's kind of like just kind of punching your man to the ground, just kind of curb stomping him, kind of just like fucking dancing on his dead body type of shit, you know?
I do think that a man has less tolerance than a woman does. Why is that? Because since he's protecting and providing financially for this woman, he has a lot more stress because he has to do this, but also if he gets disrespected, it's like stress added on top of his stress. Whereas the women, she just has to look pretty for the most part. And then women nowadays, now we're talking about modern dating, right? Modern dating, where women, they're making money for the household too, but it's still substantially less than what a man would make. I'm talking statistically, okay? Let's not talk about outliers, please. Don't be mad and shit. We have to reiterate that so many times. So with that, like a man's tolerance is going to be a lot less than the women. And so he would feel disrespected a lot easier than a woman. So of course he's going to want to go on and fuck a bitch for a night. But honestly, I still don't think it's right, you know?
So like nowadays in this modern like dating generation, I seen like a lot of women just kind of feel like entitled to a point where they're like, oh, I'm making money too, you know, I shouldn't be able to do all these chores, you know, like I already have my own pressure from work, like I don't need this added pressure on to do house chores and stuff. But if you think about it, a man, like he's working at the same time too, and then if he's getting disrespected by her, and then now he also has to like maintain the house as well because she feels like entitled that she doesn't have to. Like I feel like at this point the man is just kind of like hanging by a thread, you know, where he's kind of like feeling, I don't feel like this relationship is working out. But at the same time, if they're really invested in having like a lot ride on it, like financially, or they have a family or stuff like that, I feel like at that point the man would really start to think about like just his own happiness and where he should take that. Yeah.
So like me personally, I would say just drop that bitch at that point. If you're a high value man, you could pull another chick, right?
Yeah.
But that's where the gray area comes with what we talked about before about if they invested and they have kids together, it's definitely something they need to work on a little bit more, right?
So with that being said, would you say depression is kind of a sickness, or like is it kind of just like something that you could crawl out of yourself?
Depression, I think that would be a different topic that we could talk about for another day. But I think for this video, let's just wrap it up here. This has been a Controvert podcast, and thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe below. Let us know your opinions about this whole like fucking crap about
belittling your
man, and then
disrespecting.
If cheating is okay to some certain regards, right? Because that's
men and women both cheat. It's not like just men cheat, you know. So
yeah, that's a really gray area, I believe. But let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and then subscribe to Controvert Podcast. We're gonna be having more of these discussions with even guest speakers. So if you're interested and local in Los Angeles, let us know.
DM us
on IG.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, and thanks for tuning in.